But heading into the LSU Athletics Hall of Fame and a champion coach in her own right, and a champion golfer in her own right. It's the great Meredith Duncan.
Hello,
What's
hello.
up?
What's up?
How are you?
I am wonderful.
How's your summer? You able to take any time off at all?
I had a day off last week.
A day off?
Slept till about 8:30.
Good
so
for
that was
you.
pretty good, yeah. But it's been busy. It's been a great summer. I coach basketball too at Byrd, so we had a full summer of June basketball, and then
Do they find it weird when you keep yelling at them to hit the 7-iron?
yeah, I have to switch. My personality switched definitely from basketball to golf.
Do you sometimes forget and like golf clap when one of the basketball players does something like hits a big three to win a game? And you're just like,
No, but I do sometimes go basketball coach on the golf course.
There you go.
So yeah, I don't bring the quiet to the court, but sometimes I get a little rowdy on the golf course.
hey, what are you doing? I'm sorry, man. We're going to need to ask you to stop yelling on the golf course, please. All right, so this has been kind of a crazy year for you at this point. I mean, you've had some crazy years. You know, we all know you won the AM back in the day, but now you've got. Not only did both of your teams win championships in golf, but now you're being named to the LSU Athletics Hall of Fame. First of all, let's talk about that. Tell me how you got the word. What was that all about? Tell me that story.
Well, actually, I was in New Orleans on the golf course watching a lot of my kids from Byrd play in the state AM, the junior AM down in New Orleans,
Right.
and down there, and I'm on the green. I'm kind of around the green watching a girl, and the phone rings, and I click it right away, and I don't answer it, and then the same number calls back. I thought, oh, God, I better answer it.
Right.
And then
Something's going on.
Yeah, so I answer it, and he says, hey, Meredith Duncan, this is, and I can't even remember the guy's name. That's how flustered I was.
Yeah.
And he says, I just want to let you know, congratulate you. You were nominated, and we voted you into the Hall of Fame. And as I'm scurrying away from the green, there was this long pause, and I go, for real?
Did he tell you which Hall of Fame?
Yeah, he says the LSU Athletic Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And I'm still kind of pausing, and he says, hello?
Yeah.
I said, for real? Like, seriously?
Yeah.
Like, you,
Right.
like,
You know who
me,
I am, right?
And he goes,
You don't think I'm Tim Duncan?
yeah. And he says, yeah, we voted you in. It's a great honor, and we're honored to have you in the Hall of Fame, and can't wait to see you. And I'm still thinking to myself, are you talking? Is this the right phone? And he says, yes, Meredith, we promise. So I said, okay, that's incredible. So I said, well, that's awesome. So hang up, and I'm kind of standing there going, who do I call? What do I do? So immediately, of course, call my mother, and I tell her, and she's like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. That's amazing. I said, I don't even know what to say or what to do, and now it's kind of, when the press release came out earlier this week, now it's kind of hit me, and I'm seeing all the names and looking on the website and seeing all the names that are already in the Hall of Fame and knowing my name's going to be right there. It's just crazy. I see some of those names, and the things that they've done are just incredible, and it's just such an honor. I've been a LSU Tiger for my entire life.
Yeah.
I had my first LSU golf bag when I was 8 or 9 years old, so it's been in my blood forever, and now it's obviously going to be in my blood for the rest of my life.
You have to give a speech,
I
right?
know. Don't worry, I already know what I'm going to say.
All right.
I already know.
You're just going to walk there and go like, hey, thanks, guys. See ya.
Thanks, peace. Deuces.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, see you at the game.
Yeah, I'm out. When is the ceremony, by the way?
October 11th, Friday, October 11th, and the game is the Florida game the next day.
Good.
So,
well, there's gonna be a lot of people there.
Oh yeah,
finally get to play Florida in Baton Rouge.
Yep,
only took like 11 years for that to finally happen.
Right.
All right. So you get the honor. Who else is going in? I saw the release, but like give me the couple of big names that are in there with you.
Well, there's 7, and there's a baseball player, a football player, a gymnast, a wrestler, and a
not like Hulk Hogan.
Well, maybe no, it's not
wrestler.
Right, not Hulk Hogan, not like a real wrestler, not a
fake
like
wrestler. Yeah.
off the top ring,
atomic
wrestler.
elbow,
right? And there's a track and field guy. So nice. It's pretty incredible. There's a couple of them that were there about the same time as me, but it's just. I still think about it and think, is that really happening?
Right.
But I guess it is. So
is it? But here's the thing: you had a heck of a lot of success Let's see. All right, here are the names. Let's see if I recognize any of these people. I don't recognize the Duncan kid. I don't know who that is.
Well, she's a lot younger in that picture.
Let's see. Ashley Ducote, Susan Jackson, Kevin Jackson, Walter Davis, Brady James. There you go.
Yep.
Brady James.
Yep.
Very nice. And Jason Williams from baseball. So there's your crew going in with you. And the release is written by one of the best in the business, Bill Franquez.
Right.
Not the best in the business, who we all know is Kent Lowe. but Bill's up in that category.
Shout out to Kent.
That's
we love
right.
Kent.
Love our Kent Lowe. So, is there a feeling? Because you mentioned, you said me, you sure, that kind of stuff. Is there a feeling of unworthiness there? Like maybe you didn't do enough to deserve this?
Most definitely. I mean, I feel like I just played a game that I loved for a long time, and
but that's what everyone does.
Right. And I had some really good success, and my professional career wasn't as great as I would have liked, but I feel like I still did some good things, and I ran a charity event, and now I'm coaching high school, and I'm coaching basketball, and I'm coaching golf teams, and I guess you never really feel you never really feel like you've done enough to get in, and it's just such an honor. It's incredible.
What? Forgive me for not knowing the entirety of your college career, but I mean, obviously, you ran on the scene in the amateur. We all saw that. But what was the college career like? Like, I mean, are we talking multiple tournament wins? What was?
I had 3 tournament wins my senior year. I was first team All-American my senior year. My junior year, I was second team All-American, All SEC. I think my junior and senior year, I think I had 12 to 14 top 10s, I think.
Now, I'm going to stop you right there. That's by far enough. I'm just saying, just because I know that there can be, and you even mentioned, there can be a feeling of unworthiness. Multiple tournament titles in your senior year, All-American, first team, like that's enough, right? You did enough to warrant being where you are.
Thank you very much.
Just understand that.
Thank you.
And of course, it doesn't hurt that you won the amateur. Like
right.
that's that was a huge deal in and of itself. So now my real question is, how many of the players on your either girls or boys golf teams could actually beat you in golf?
Well, there was a lot. There was a lot of good players on both teams.
Sure.
And in fact,
they both won the state championship, so clearly there's good golfers there.
Yes. Oh, you mean my high school teams?
Yeah.
So
no, not your college teams. I mean your Byrd teams right now.
There are a lot of good boys. Okay,
if you teed it up, and let's just say y'all had a tournament. Let's make it a 2-day tournament, not a 4-day tournament, because I couldn't play a 4-day tournament. You're in better shape than I am, but let's tee it up for a 2-day tournament, 18 holes. How many of them beat you?
Well, I'm putting my money on me.
Giddy up. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm going to put my money on me. They hit it a lot further than me, of course. Because,
I hit it further than you.
Because they're boys and they're supposed to do that.
Right.
But I think my short game's pretty good right now. So I don't hit it very far anymore, but I know exactly where it's going.
I mean, you didn't hit it very far to start with. You were never a long hitter.
No.
But I was telling Raj can tell you this. I was telling people coming on the air. I said, look, I'll drive it past Meredith 40, 50, 60 yards. But she's going to outscore me every single round because your iron play is so maddeningly consistent. It's like this little baby draw every single time. Whatever distance it is, it goes whatever distance it's supposed to.
And I got some hybrids that I'll hit you between the eyes with, too.
See? I'm telling you. So what's when's the last round of what you would consider competitive golf that you played? Not necessarily like a real tournament maybe, but like the last time you really had the juices flowing, like you were going out to try to beat somebody.
Well, I do play a lot with the kids.
Okay.
I do. And most of the time we play and we'll say, okay, we're going to keep score and play a game, whatever. And then usually it turns into, okay, let's have a chipping contest on this hole. And it usually turns into, a teaching moment. And we do that. But, my last competitive round on the LPGA was in 2012. So that was the last time that I played, my own ball, for score,
right?
And that, but I do play a lot. Yeah. I have been playing a lot more recently.
You're one of my go-to scramble partners. Like that, when I'm putting together a scramble team, Meredith's on the list. Not just because you know what? She gets to hit from the women's tees, which is really kind of unfair.
Well, I think the last time I played with you was at the Louisiana Hall of Fame, and somebody, I don't know who we were playing with, somebody hit Teddy Allen in the head.
I did. Actually, it wasn't in the head. I hit him in the shoulder.
Oh, well.
I was chipping from like 50 yards just because I hit a bad chip and I wanted to hit another one, and Teddy was just off the green to the left, and I hit him with the ball. I didn't hit him hard. And by the way, I did the right thing. I signed the ball for him and gave it to him. You ever hit anybody?
Not that I know. Oh, yes, I have actually.
Okay.
Oh, shoot. Yes, I have.
Thank you for saying
in Toledo one year we're playing at a little course called Highland Meadows for the Jamie Farr Classic, and number 9 was this kind of dogleg left par 4, and I kind of flared it out to the right, and there was a spotter down there, and he was looking right at it. So I yelled for and kind of pointed that way, but I thought he was looking. He had kind of his hand up, and I thought he was looking right at it, like he knew it was coming at him. And then all of a sudden, I'm thinking, oh God, he's not moving. Move, move. And then it boink, it just knocked him right on the head and kind of cut his head open. And I mean, he was fine. I went over there, made sure he was okay and gave him a ball and a glove and whatever. But, he said, oh, I'm fine. I said, oh, God almighty. I thought you saw it.
He was like, thank God you don't hit it harder.
Yeah. I just kept saying to him, I thought you saw it. He said, no, I didn't know where it was.
Thank God you're not Davies out here hitting it.
I know.
Laura Davies would have put it through his head. Would have gone right through his skull. Talking to Meredith Duncan, upcoming Hall of Famer. I don't know how. I was telling Raj, I don't know the appropriate terminology because technically you already are
in limbo.
You already are a Hall of Famer because they voted you in. The ceremony doesn't make you a Hall of Famer. Like, you are a Hall of Famer at this moment because the vote happened. So it's like, I want to call you a Hall of Famer, but the ceremony hasn't actually happened. So I don't know. It's a weird. You're in that weird limbo right now.
You can still just call me Mayor.
I mean, I'm just going to call you Hall of Famer regardless. Matter of fact, I'm probably going to just call you Hall of Famer for the rest of your life at this point.
That's cool.
And now when you get introduced by Doug Ireland at the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame tournament at some point, it's going to be Hall of Famer at every time. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I like that title.
Yeah, it's certainly interesting. All right, so you said you're starting to play a little bit more golf recently. Has it because you're coaching the team? Is that kind of what's gotten you back into it?
Yeah, I tell the kids all the time. And when I first started coaching the golf team, I just was starting with the girls, and it was at a time in my life where I had stopped playing on the LPGA. I was kind of going through some rehab with my back. I got a really bad back and shoulder, and so I was doing some of that. Now I was kind of trying to prepare for possibly getting back on tour, and I started coaching the kids. And at that time, I was kind of out of golf. I was really I was done with it, and I didn't really, kind of had a bitter taste for a minute, and then started playing more with the kids, started hanging out more with them and seeing their excitement for the game. And it really just, and I thank them all the time because my love for the game kind of came back around. It kind of boomeranged right back around to me just thanks to them, just hanging around them and being around them and being able to teach them what I know and teach them new stuff and maybe a trick here or there. So that kind of revamped my energy for the game. And I have a nephew, David, that is loving golf now too, so go out with him, and he doesn't think he can beat me, but I show him. So
well, he should never think he could beat you.
Well,
did you surprise your kids when you went out and played with them? Like, I don't know how much they knew about you or what they knew of your history, but your history, as you mentioned, you hadn't played on the tour in 7 years. Like, did you surprise them when you went out and started whipping them?
I think so. I hit shots every now and then, and they'll say, "Oh, good shot," and I want to go, "Well, don't act so surprised." Right. I mean, come on. But I do hit some good shots, and but it's. For me, it's really cool to teach them, something that I do, or maybe a shot that I hit, and it's really cool to show them, oh, hey, look, here's how you hit this shot, and then seeing them do it.
Right.
That's what's really cool to me. Or to see them, I was watching some of them in the Junior Am last week in New Orleans, and I'd played with one of the kids, Jake Marler, and we had kind of been messing around the green, and I taught him this little shot, and as I'm watching him, just walking around, and he goes to hit this little shot, I go, ooh. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. I taught him how to do that. So, that's really cool as a coach, as an adult to watch him actually do that.
It feels like this is a great time to be a golf coach in Shreveport because, look, I was on the golf team at Caddo Magnet. Now, I qualified because I shot what did I shoot? We had a 9-hole qualification at Corby's. I think I shot 43, like 7 over, 6 or 7 over, depending on which 9 I was on. I'm not sure. And now I got in as the last member of the team. I was number 10. And the only reason I got in is because I tied with another guy, and I was a senior. And he was like a sophomore, so I got seniority.
So
therefore, I got
high-fived you right on.
Right. Now, did I ever compete in a tournament? Of course not. Like, I was never in a tournament, but we got to go play practice rounds and all that stuff. And I was, quote unquote, on the team. We won we won state that year. I had nothing to do with it, but we won state. But it feels like now is a really great time with 265. David Toms getting involved, and you see the success that we're seeing from the Sam Burns, the Philip Barberys, those guys. It feels like the kids coming up have a much better foundation that they're growing from than maybe we had in the past.
Oh, absolutely. There's two major things in this area. And, well, number one, David Tom's 265 facility is just phenomenal. It is, if you go out there and your wedges don't get better, then you just need to turn it in because it's just a phenomenal place. It teaches you how to practice. You've got wedges everywhere. You've got 2 ranges. You've got putting greens. You've got chipping greens. You've got all this stuff just right there. I mean, right in the middle of our city. And there's so many kids there practicing. It's really, really cool to see. And then, the technology and the growth of the game, these kids can go and they can film their swing. And they, when we were growing up, back when dinosaurs roamed the earth, you couldn't film your swing. You couldn't watch it. You couldn't compare it to somebody else. I mean,
you could film your swing, but you had to get that RCA on the shoulder. I had one of those camcorders that you had to hold. And look, I still have videos at my house on VHS of my swing when I was in early high school.
Then you got to go home and put it in the VHS player. But now you can do all of this right on your phone. So these kids can get instant access, and they can get all these instant numbers. You can get these little flight scopes that are smaller than your cell phone, and it'll tell you your spin, your height, your distance, your
6'4".
rollout. All 5'2".
Yeah.
It'll tell you all this stuff just right at your fingertips. And so the information that they're getting, and along with 265 and Southern Trace is great, and East Ridge is great, and there's so many great places around here.
Yeah.
And the game is just growing tremendously.
Where do y'all play at? Like where do you you bum around everywhere? Do you are you only playing at Southern Trace?
No. Some of it's all a mix. Some of my kids are members at Trace, some are members at East Ridge. I think the majority of them are members at 265, and so we go out there, and then we do play at Corby's quite a bit because it's right there close to Byrd.
Right next to it.
We can hop on over, but just wherever wherever we can go, wherever's open.
Hey. That works.
So,
do y'all have you mentioned some of the kids are members, with their parents of various places. Mm-hmm. Do y'all have a unified practice place, something that says, okay, as a whole, this team can go to? So, let's just say there's a random kid that's not a member of any of those places. Do y'all have a place that you can say, okay, go here, this is where we practice, or is it just
not
based
necessarily?
On them?
It's just kind of based on who's there. But right now we, like I said, I coach girls basketball also. So our season doesn't finish until mid-February ish, maybe late February, depending on how we do. But so I don't get out there as much until the spring kind of starts rolling around. But the kids are. They're already self-motivated, so they're out there practicing. And if they want to know what they can work on, maybe we'll go play, and I'll give them some stuff to do. But we do try to have some unified practices as much as we can. But with everybody's schedule and my schedule, and sometimes it's just hard,
Have you ever thought about employing someone, because you mentioned you're the basketball coach? You ever thought about employing defense on the golf course? Maybe having one of your girls run over and like guard the
ball.
Like, get in front of them and guard them and try to psych them out. Just the girl in the video who just won't stop playing defense. Just have you ever thought about that?
That would be awesome. Maybe we could get a hockey stick. Like you get one putt if it's going towards the hole. You get one like whack. You can whack it away.
Just have them stand in front of the hole.
Yeah.
In hockey, in goalie equipment, and you can take that glove and I glove that ball,
just
glove
sling
save,
it.
and then throw it away. I'm just saying, I think golf would be much more entertaining with defense.
I've been known to kick a ball out off the line once or twice, messing around.
Hey, no, look, I'm notorious for either stepping on or running over your ball with the golf cart while it's in the fairway. Obviously we're not doing that in a tournament setting. That might be, but if we're just horsing around a little bit. I mean, look, sometimes you got to put people in their place, right?
Yeah,
you got to let them know
every now and then.
Yeah, especially if it's I've been known to employ a foot wedge every now and then. It's it's the 14th club in my bag.
The 5-finger drop.
Right. Everyone's got to have a little foot wedge. By the way, I've got to say, I really dig the being able to leave the flag stick in while you're putting. I'm sure none of your players do it.
Actually, some of them do.
Do they?
I'm not a fan myself. I can't do it. It just seems weird. It just looks weird, and I'm sure there's some great science behind it. But
ask Bryson DeChambeau.
Oh yeah, he's too smart for me. I know.
Do you know that he either pulls the pin or leaves it in depending on the composition of the flag stick?
Well, because not every flag stick, if you go to if you go to Augusta, for instance, that flag is going to sit perfectly in the hole.
Right.
Whereas you go some other places, it is not going to, when you come up to a green, it's a leaner.
And it's also what the actual flag stick is made of. Like he will putt with a fiberglass flag stick in, but not with a wooden or metal flag stick in.
Interesting.
Yeah, we all know he's a goofy son of a gun. So. And also, I want to try I honestly want to try the one length club.
It's really interesting, and I don't really understand, or maybe I don't want to understand the science behind it, but it does seem really, really interesting. Because if you take your favorite club, if your favorite club's an 8-iron, and then you put a 4-iron head on it, sure, I mean, that seems pretty logical.
Well, and also, to me, it would seem like it would be easier on your back if every club you hit was the same length as, say, your 5-iron, where you're not as bent over and, like, hunched down to try. Because, I'm 6 foot. No, you don't have that problem. Because Rogers is a short guy, too.
5'2".
Yeah, so, I'm 6'4", and I've got, my clubs are 1.5 inches over standard.
Right.
And I still, when I'm hitting a wedge, I've got to, like, hunch over to go get down to the ball. I got to make sure stay down and get down to it. So I wouldn't mind. I might try the single length club sometime. But I love the flag in rule because honestly, when I played a couple of times here in the last couple of weeks, it just for a round of hackers just going out and playing golf, it really does speed the game up a lot.
Oh yeah, a lot of the new stuff that they came out with, it is a pace of play issue.
Yeah,
that you only have 3 minutes to look for a ball now. That's obviously a pace of play. Taking the flag stick out, that is a huge pace of play. And I'll do it if I'm just out messing around. I'll putt. But if I were to play competitively, I would take it out.
Yeah. And look, it's to each their own. I enjoy putting with it in. Now, granted, a lot of it has to do with what if you're putting uphill, downhill, that. Right. There's a lot that has to do with it. All right, so is it back to back? Is that what we're looking at? Like you already won the champ. Like where do you go from here? Now all you can do now is just you realize you have to be Saban now.
Well, I don't.
You've won a championship now, so you got one of two choices. You can either be Dabo or Saban. That's all you got.
Ooh, wow.
Because who else has won multiple championships that's coaching in college football? No one, right? There are no active multiple champion winners right now. Saban and Dabo. Am I missing anybody? No, because Urban's not coaching.
Yeah, he's done.
So Jimbo's only got one. So I think those are the only active coaches that have a title. And so it's Dabo or Saban. Which way you headed?
Oh, Lord, I don't know. That's a lot of pressure.
That's
a lot of pressure. I know for my boys' team, we got a lot of good players coming in. So,
I was just about to say you got some coming back.
Yeah, I got a lot coming back and a lot of great players coming in. So it's going to be interesting because, like I said, the kids are very motivated. They're number one, they're just good. Number two, they're motivated and they love it. And they want to get better. So Yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting. And then my girl Sydney Moss she's got this like crazy determination right now, and she's just getting better and better. I feel like every day. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wait, what? Sydney Moss? Isn't that Fletcher's the name of Fletcher's kid?
Yeah.
She became
Right.
she became Sydney Moss. Yeah, that's weird. By the way, talking to Meredith Duncan, who is a Hall of Famer now, even though the ceremony hasn't taken place. It'll happen in October before the Florida game. How do you go about, quote unquote? You said you've got some good players coming in. How do you even know? Like, how do you know? I mean,
well, at this point, they've already all registered.
Sure,
for school.
I don't mean in a like going out and recruiting type of way. I mean, how do you keep up with? Because again, they're all magnet schools. Anyone can kind of go anywhere they want to. But how do you keep up with the juniors in this case, so to speak? You know, the middle schoolers that are getting ready to come to high school. How are you able to kind of keep up with who they are? And then you know, whenever they decide wherever they're going to go, they're coming.
Well, Shreveport still is a small town.
Sure.
You know, it's still a small community golf-wise. So a lot of these kids I've known for 5 or 6 years since they were little bitty. Seen them out at Eastridge or seen them out at 265 and interacting with them and knowing them or knowing their families. So I've known most of them for a long, long time. And they, like I said, they're just good.
You know, I have a baby face. You think I could pass for like a high school junior? You know, then again, you wouldn't want me on your team. I'm not good enough to play high school golf.
We'd have to shave that beard.
No, well, we definitely have to improve the golf game. That's for sure. It's definitely not good enough. All right, so you know what you're going to say already? You got
I do. I can't tell you though.
Well, I'm not going to ask you to tell me. Give your speech right now.
I can't. Air. Sorry.
Give your. But you do know you do know what you're going to say.
I do.
Is this going to be like a 1 minute speech, or are you going to give us like a 6 or 7 minute talk?
I can't say in minutes. I don't know. I got 2 little stories that I got to tell.
Okay.
But I don't know. Maybe 4 or 5 minutes.
Okay. All right.
Throw some humor in there.
All right. Nothing wrong with that. All right. Anything else? Did we miss anything? Anything good you need to share? Anybody you want to shout out, say hi to your mom or anything?
Oh, hey mom.
You know, this is like the teen request line over on K94.5. We'll just let you shout out whoever you want to shout out at this point. And heck, I may be calling you soon because we have a couple tournaments coming up. I may need some.
I'd love to.
I may need a ringer in there
if I can get away from my Netflix shows.
Oh well, this is tough.
Yeah.
We can't pull you away from Gilmore Girls.
No.
I don't know. What are you watching? What's
How to Get Away with Murder.
Oh, of course you are.
I'm on season 3.
Of course you are. Have you ever met a woman that doesn't love the wife slowly killed the husband with antifreeze, like injecting antifreeze in his water bottles and stuff? Like,
oh, this show's crazy. I can't even.
No,
I'm hooked.
How could you? Congratulations, girl.
Thank you.
Seriously, I'm really proud of you, and to me, it's an easy choice for LSU to make. You deserve it. And honestly, you'll probably be in the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame before it's all over with, too.
Wow.
So I'm waiting for that.
That's really cool. And I'm super honored. Like I said earlier, LSU's been in my blood for my entire life. I bleed purple and gold, obviously with Byrd and LSU. And
that's true. You don't have to change your wardrobe.
I know. Well, I mean, when I signed with LSU coming out of high school, I thought, wow, that's cool. I got a lot of purple already.
A lot of purple and gold.
So,
the only difference is you just have to figure out what yellow jackets
right.
are.
Change the logo.
Yeah. Just tape a little yellow jacket over the Tiger logo. You'll be good to go. Congrats, girl.
Thank you.
All right, it's Meredith Duncan, Hall of Famer, joining us on the Patrick Netherton Show. We'll take a break.